Today the Earth spun faster than it ever has in the history of ever.
Oh shit. Guy trying to push it out.
Guys, shut up. I got this.
Guy trying to wish his head.
Today was the shortest day ever.
Sorry. Sorry. Yes.
And it's gonna speed up even more later this month, and then on August 5th, it's gonna go even faster.
He's in PhD grade.
458 pounds. Ridgeland and Bush, the Brawling Brutes.
That means we had less time today than we've ever had.
Bonded by their love for fighting.
That's what it seems like every time I see you. And now everybody else knows how we feel. That's their fun.
Hey, no matter who fights who, there's one guarantee. It'll be fun to watch. The Brawling Brutes are about to show us all how they earned that name.
Ladies and gentlemen, fight night is officially underway.
It might be funny, and I'm not kidding with you today.
Oh, baby, I'm not in the mood to laugh.
What the fuck you two need for me to laugh? I'm confused.
I mean, I'm always in the mood to make people laugh. I'm just not always in the mood to laugh.
And their opponents, accompanied by Wolfgang at a combined weight of 486 pounds. The ECW World Tag Team Champions, Mark Coffey and Joe Coffey Gallus.
Yo, what?
The recklessly dangerous team of Gallus looking focused tonight.
There's no telling what sort of damage they'll deal out in this match.
Gentlemen, I have a 4-word prediction for tonight. Gallus boys on top.
Yeah, I do think I'm gonna have an early night tonight, though. I'm tired.
The Brawling Brutes ready and raring to go in this one. This will find a more physical, more smash-mouth team in WWE
Love you too.
than the Brutes.
Like you always say, Michael, it's always fight night when the Brutes are
Talk to you tomorrow.
Themselves or the competition. Someone's coming out of this match bruised and broken.
And that's just...
The economy is completely different. Nothing is the same. And no, tariffs. No one else believes in tariffs. It's only Trump. Especially these type of huge tariffs. And not related to reciprocal, not related to anything, right? So this is classic Trump blunder. Even his super big advisors and stuff, they don't want him either because this doesn't help business interests. They're mainly interested in helping corporations and their donors, and this doesn't help. This is pure Trump, pure idiocy. And the reason why they don't seem to have a plan is because it's all Trump. And Trump never has a strategy. Tariffs. 5%. Give it to 30. 10. Back to 30. Back to 45. He doesn't have a plan because he's an idiot. And so, if someone else had a plan, at least there would be some line of reason to it. The reason why this is so scattershot is it's whatever popped into Donald Trump's mind, in the last minute.
Yeah, and whenever you're working with money and numbers, you have to be a little bit more deliberate in the way that you're executing these things. You would think that he would know that as a very successful businessman and billionaire. Alas, here we are. All right, so here is what you need to know about the tariffs. So in early April, Trump announced a very hefty reciprocal tariffs, he called them, but later paused those tariffs. He stated that countries would have 90 days to make a deal. July 9th, aka this Wednesday, tomorrow, marks 90 days. So far, the Trump administration has announced the frameworks of trade agreements with the UK, China, and most recently Vietnam. That's not exactly 90 deals in 90 days, but maybe my math is wrong somewhere. So the Trump administration is moving the goalpost again, as they do. Take a look at this.
What President Trump is concerned about is the quality of the deals, not the quantity. As you can imagine, as he started herding the cats and trying to get everyone across the finish line, when he said that there's a chance that countries could boomerang back to their April 2nd reciprocal tariff levels, we've had a lot of people change their tune in terms of negotiations. So my mailbox was full last night with a lot of new offers, a lot of new proposals. So it's going to be a busy couple of days. But importantly, too, that President Trump has said that the countries would not go back to the reciprocal rate until August 1st.
All right, well, on Sunday, Trump and the Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, they were asked about the administration's position on tariffs, and here is what they had to say about that.
What are you talking about? Should they change on July 9th or August 1st? Tariffs are going to be the tariffs. I think we'll have most countries done by July 9th. Either a letter or a deal. But they go into effect on August 1st. Tariffs go into effect August 1st, but the president is setting the rates and the deals right now.
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing. What do you say? The tariffs are going to be anyway. So Trump then proceeded to completely contradict his own position on the tariff deadline. So let's watch what he said yesterday, followed by what he said today, because they are different.
Is the August 1 deadline firm now? Is that it? Not 100% firm. August 1st, you said, is the deadline. What it said is countries have to negotiate. It's that deadline. It's always been August 1st.
Firm but not very firm. Maybe like firm tofu or a firm mattress. That's what came to my mind when he said that. So we've got even more tariff updates where that came from. Yesterday, the Trump administration sent letters to 14 countries who have not yet agreed to a trade deal. In the letters, Trump informed those 14 countries that they will be facing tariff rates similar to the ones that he announced on his so-called Liberation Day. Some tariffs are a little bit higher than what he announced back in April, while others are a little bit lower. The tariffs range from as low as 25% to as high as 40%. Trump also threatened to raise those tariffs if the countries tried to retaliate with their own tariffs. Moreover, Trump is threatening tariffs against any of the BRICS nations. So BRICS, just a refresher, is a group of now 10 countries whose original members were Brazil, Russia, India, and China. Notably, Iran is also a BRICS country. On Sunday night, Trump wrote this on Truth Social. He said any country aligning themselves with the anti-American policies of BRICS will be charged an additional 10% tariff. There will be no exceptions to this policy. Thank you for your attention to this matter. All right, so we have talked a lot about how Trump is handling his tariffs, but what do the voters actually think about his trade policies? Well, Americans, and especially independents, are not loving what they're seeing. Here is CNN's Harry Enton with more. Always a favorite.
Thinks tariffs hurt the economy. Go back to September of 2024 when Donald Trump was running for president, running for that second term. Just 39% thought that tariffs hurt the economy. Look at where this number has jumped up to in June of 2025. 57%. And just 28% of Americans, voters, think that tariffs are now good for the U.S. economy, including just, get this, 16% of independents disapprove of Trump's trade policies. In January, it was 40%. Up like a rocket, up to 54% now in June. Just 35% of Americans approve of his trade policies. And get this, just 30% of independents approve of his trade policies.
All right, Jay. So Trump has now demonstrated on video in public that he doesn't know anything about his own tariffs. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know who he's tariffing or how much or why. And he doesn't know when he's going to be implementing his tariffs. And in the meantime, the American people are left just wondering what is going on and how their lives are going to be affected by all of this. And maybe the worst part of all of this, and that's, you know, take that with a grain of salt, is the fact that no one knows how they can personally proceed, right? No one knows what life is going to be like a week from now or a month from now or 6 months from now. How is anyone supposed to plan their lives when there's so much uncertainty and so much instability when it comes to their money and the economy? Ultimately, we're seeing things like all these polling results showing how much people disapprove of these tariffs from before to now. And it's growing, right? And it's especially amongst independents, especially amongst Democrats. I have to assume that the Republicans who still support this policy just aren't paying attention, or they don't really understand the mechanics of it. But ultimately, life has not gotten better for people, and certainly it hasn't gotten better at the rate that Trump promised that it would. He said he's going to come in January, just fix everything for the American people. And that is hyperbolic, but at the same time, I feel like the people who voted for him actually believed that he was this brilliant deal maker and he could come in and negotiate all of these tariffs and all these deals with all these different countries and he would get it done. But grocery prices have not gone down. Things have not gotten better. If anything, they're getting worse. We're seeing all of our workers getting deported or laid off from their jobs. People are not happy. They're not better off now than they were 3 months ago. What do you think, Jake?
Yeah. So this one is a pretty clear conclusion in my mind. First, let's note that Trump was hilarious on that July 9th or August 1st. He had no idea. It's your policy, brother. It's your policy. Like, in so many groups, you're the one who came up with it. Just, you know, the bare minimum, right? It's tariffs. And London has to step in and go, yeah, no, August 1st. You know, we told the schmuck when he can't keep anything in his head, right? Well, where did July 9th come from? Because that was a 90-day reprieve that Trump gave earlier when his Liberation Day. And then the stock market got liberated from a couple of $1 trillion. So everyone's like, a 90-day reprieve. Comes out on July 9th. Now, in July 9th, do they have 90 days, 90 deals ready as they asked them? Or no. They have, honestly, no deals. None of those, including the Vietnam one, which is the furthest along, has any specifics. They haven't announced it at all. Trump just every once in a while goes, yeah, that's it, Israel and the guys have a ceasefire. No, they don't. Yeah, I have a trade deal with China. And then China has to come out and go, no, we don't. You just made that up. You can't just say you have a trade deal with China. Like, China didn't agree. So I sent them a letter. And I'm sending strongly worded letters. This is nonsense. None of that is going to work. And so, but the thing you should be really concerned about is when he said, nobody better go towards what the BRICS are doing. So if you read this,
what a tough loss for Gallus. You gotta think the brutes are bombing around at the pub after this sort of win.
So he's made this condition so bad that the other countries have enough leverage. Remember, BRICS has China and India in it, let alone Russia, Brazil, South Africa, and others.